The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send out workers. For today's mini talk, which is really short, I'm down by the waves at the headland. It's a bit noisy, anyone could walk past. This is the second time I've tried to film it, so I apologise if the sound's a bit funny. But I believe God is calling us out into the waves, so I wanted to be in this place to share with you today. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send workers. In Matthew chapter 9, as we come to the end of our series all about why we exist, Jesus says, as he's walking around towns and villages, and he has compassion on people because they're harassed. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And I believe God is calling us to be those workers. I noticed something really profound when I read this passage, and I just want to make one point from the scriptures. Jesus goes around, sees these people that are struggling and has compassion on them, and then something amazing happens. He prays that prayer. He encourages the disciples to pray that prayer. And I've been in church for quite a while. I've been in this whole church ministry thing for quite a while, and we often pray that prayer. The harvest is plentiful, the workers are few. Please, Lord, send workers. Time and time again. Please, Lord, send workers. Please, Lord, send workers. But Jesus answers that question in a different way. And I noticed this recently because in that culture at that time, when Matthew was writing out the scriptures, it would have been divided into nice, neat chapters or headings. And so what comes after this passage is really important. What does Jesus do next? What happens next in this passage? Well, right after this passage, right after Jesus says to the disciples to pray for the workers, he sends them out. The disciples are sent out in twos, not on their own, in twos, in partnership, to go and proclaim the good news about Jesus' kingdom, the good news about the restoration of all things, the good news that there is life, grace and freedom in this guy, Jesus. You see, the answer to the question, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few, therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send workers, the answer is you. The answer is the disciples. And so, HVO Church, whether you're tuning in here now or from a different church or from another place in the world, the answer to that question at this time, post or during the pandemic, to the harvest is plentiful but the workers are few, the answer to that question is you. I believe, and I wonder if God is calling you out beyond the waves. God is calling you out to this difficult and yet exciting journey. If you're a Christian, then I encourage you to do that, to allow God to call you into those places and spaces. And if you're not Christian, I encourage you to explore the Christian faith, to explore this love, this grace, this freedom that is found in Jesus Christ. And if you want to know more about that, come and talk to us. Maybe God is calling you to something extraordinary at this time. Amen.